Ndelehuh. And this one's personal. This is the... This one be very personal.
Senior High School, an initiative taken by us at the Ghana Education Service to usher our country's future leaders from their primary level of education to their secondary ones. Watch as we provide quality formal education in safe, God-fearing environments that encourage positivity and togetherness that our children will use to shape our country for the better. This is Senior High School.
And I'm not just saying that because this is clearly a fake ad. Safe? Positivity? Shaping our oh no, wait. We do that. But for the better? Look, it might seem like I'm overreacting, but that's not what I got from my senior high school experience. And to prove it, I shall take you through the highlights of my 3 years in St. Peter's Senior High School in 3 different videos, 2 parts for each. And accompanying us on this wonderful journey is this here little me. And he just the cutest and most adorable. What the fuck? This little guy represents my childhood wonder and naivete. Basically my jaundice. We will call it the emo egg, or emo for short. Emo here will slowly crack open as a result of the events of each passing year, because you see, children, SHS was one of the focal points in my life where my innocent perspectives were violently ripped out of its shell and altered forever. And what will come out may very well shock you. Or not. Either way, let's Ndelehuh do this, baby. As my mother and father delivered me to the school and pieced themselves right out of there, I was left alone pondering my decision to come to this jungle of an all-boys school. Cause see, unlike most normal Ghanaian kids choosing their schools based off reputation, recommendation, family heritage of sorts, or, you know, the color of the school uniform, I chose my school solely for protection. Now let me explain. You see, if I even got a chance to choose my next 3-year prison, my fellow classmates couldn't shut up about the inmates we'd be living with. Big buff Goliaths that would let you kneel in the sun for hours. Fetish priest descendants that perform shifu like acrobatics and all manner of abunda la caca all in their boxes. I mean, I heard all that and thought, wow, I'm gonna die here. So I picked a school with the most cousins present that could protect me. And that was Pesco. If only I had someone at the time to tell me that was a really bad idea. See, I had no idea that being related to a senior meant you now had an automatic target on your head. And I went ahead and chose a school with 2 relatives, meaning 2 targets. I know I entered a school safe and I've already shot myself in the foot twice. I started to realize this moments after when one of my cousins was escorting me to my dorm. Hey, Mante. Oh, that be your guzo. Oh, nice. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Hey, you two, you got guzo. Oh, good. Ndelehuh safe. What the hell does that mean? My anxiety only grew from there as I got a good look at the place I'd be sleeping. The dorm side. About 4 white structures, 2 stories each, outlined the sleeping quarters. Thick vegetation as far as the eye could see, small ass clothing lines scattered all over the place. Covering the rear though was small structures I assumed was where one goes to do. What is that, Deacon? And an open bathhouse with no roof, smack dead in the middle of all that. This was my home for the next 3 years.
Alright, let's go to your house.
Oh yeah, and this entire area, no. This entire school was ruled by the Form 4s of the 6 houses. Luanga, the house of hunger, scrawny crafty bastards known for their insatiable appetite. Clava, A bunch of lazy to bees. But if you looking for food and resources, odds are they got it. Poorest house. All muscle that house. Bunch of buff men that make weeding look like it was meant for toddlers. For coal. Now that's where the lover boys are. If there's a trip to a girls' school, you know a Foucault boy on that bus. Kizito. Kind of a mixed match of weirdos in that house. They're pretty funny though. And lastly, a guesting house. Competitive. Every last one of them. The thirst for power shows that at least one of them has a foothold in every sector of the school. And that's where your boy ended up. But I didn't even get the chance to process all this because then my cousin gives me my first mission.
Charlie, escort me back to my dorm. I need to give you something.
Ndelehuh what? Exactly, Ndelehuh what? If you don't see the issue here, you clearly have not been listening. Or probably haven't subscribed yet. Subscribe. Subscribe. Please. Okay, thank you. Come again. You see, my brain was already on high alert from all the rumors before coming to the SHS. Upon entering, it had now acquired both a visual representation and a general threatening vibe from the rumored seniors. On top of all that, being related to my cousin gives seniors an even bigger excuse to target me. Yay! My brain now had justification to label the situation a code red. I'll admit though, it doesn't help that my brain, the guy in charge of my very existence, consumes an unhealthy amount of anxiety tea and overactive imagination kicks. Bets! He has managed to keep me alive so far, so I'll give him props for that. Now, you are telling me to go into a room filled with what my brain has now labeled psychopathic juju men. Wow. I'm sorry, cousin, but there is no way, no how, no maybe. And I'm in front of the door. Okay. Okay, Brooke, okay. It's okay. Nothing's going to happen. It's just a room. They're just people. You're going to walk in with your cousin, walk in, walk out. Not make any eye contact. Nobody's going to bother you.
Form 1, boy.
Nope. Ndelehuh. I just ignored a senior. I'm definitely Ndelehuh. He's going to tell his friends, and I'm going to kneel on rice, while balancing an egg on my head throughout the night. Don't beat me till I'm black and blue. Or just black. You curse me from afar. You take me to a jata. Jata, oh, jata. I swear I didn't mean for that to rhyme so well. But yeah, those were the kind of thoughts that were going off in my head, just elevating my fear levels. It got so bad that when we finally reached my cousin's bunk bed, to get the item I was talking about, he decided to introduce me to his bunkmate, and then...
So this be your cousin, eh? Ciao, sir. What be your name?
My name is Brock.
But don't touch himself.
I know, right?
Yeah, I cried like a little baby. I had somehow managed to convince myself that my very destiny was to be beaten that very moment. And all it took for me to break down was facing a senior directly. It was pathetic. The funny thing is, no one messed with me that day. Hell, no one really even messed with me for most of the years there. And as I lay down in my bed that night in utter shame, I had a realization. I am such a p***. But let me tell you why this bothered me so much. In actuality, I was trying my best to look like none of those scary senior encounters fazed me. Because at the time, I was utterly convinced that I, a straight up DB, was tough enough to take on the harsh and unforgiving reality that was SHS. And boy, was I wrong. That realization hit me hard and I was ashamed. I also had to be real with myself. I wasn't the cool, unshakable hot guy I thought I was. At least not yet. I had to cut myself some slack, Find out what I can and can't handle and just grow. I mean, shit, that's all I can do. And now that I've found myself in an unfamiliar place with unfamiliar people, it's gonna be hard. But I knew as long as I give myself the patience I needed, I'd definitely get better. I vowed to never mentally attack myself ever again. That's what the seniors were for.
FBI, open up!